We talk about living this life on your terms, fulfilling your business dreams, moving abroad, founding your own companies, and the daily struggle this brings with it. But also why it's all worth it, and why this life is going to be your dream life. Welcome to Maria Unleashed. Enjoy the episode. Hi guys, Maria here. Welcome back to the podcast. So today it's all about starting a new business, a new project, and how to get from the idea to the actual outcome. Okay, so for me, I'm a very creative person and visualizing is, I can't stop it. So it happens automatically for me. And it's very interesting because many of you come and ask me that happens a lot. And yesterday I just launched a new video as well, and people are like, well, but how do you start? Like, how do you start your new business? How do you start your new program? And how do you start just moving abroad? And I'm like, what do you mean? It is like what? I mean, okay, I don't know. Like literally, how do you start? You do it. And that's how you start. And that's always so funny for me, like funny in a cute way. It's like, oh, bless you guys. No, really, there is no secret behind it. It is the idea. And I have a million ideas every day. So for me, it's more the question, okay, which one is actually worth my time and can happen right now? Because you know what, I'm going to take you on a little trip. So just before I started this episode, I was actually on my notepad writing down a few ideas, because that is what usually happens. And I don't want to tell you just this generated and now you have your idea and you do whatever these marketing strategies tell you. I honestly couldn't care less, because that's just not how I operate. And I always let myself do what I'm good at, like where I'm naturally, where it comes to me and I'm just like literally flowing with the process. And I want to take you along and really share my story with you, because it just happened again, or not just. So this idea has been sitting with me for like a year and a half, roughly. And I believe it is time now to make it come, alive. So that's probably number one. I would say, as I said, I get a million ideas and constantly overflowing with it. And for me, it's the hardest actually to control that output, to really just focus on, okay, that is a nice idea. Yes, but is that like for real now? So you have the idea, and then second of all, you have to be honest with yourself. And I like to write stuff down. Really, whatever. You should see my desk and my bag. Like even in the most casual bag, I always carry a little notepad or a little portable journal, because again, I get so many ideas. I write them down and then I let them sit with me. So literally, I have them and I have all my little papers, and then I have stationery books. Those that I will turn into a book at some point, where I just really like a diary. And then I have just idea books for Green Planet Cosmetics. So that is my brand. In case you are new, I founded a skincare and holistic lifestyle brand. It's called Green Planet Cosmetics. If you want to have a look, I will link everything below. Just a quick update. I just launched 2 new online workshops, my Holistic Skincare Masterclass and my Expert Class. I will share my profound knowledge, my ready-to-buy shopping list, my suppliers list, and so much more with you. If you are ready for the last skincare moisturizer you will ever need, tailored to you and to your ever-changing needs, this online workshop will liberate you from the cycle of the beauty industry. Head over to greenplanetcosmetics.com/workshops. I will link everything below, and if this resonates with you, you can find all the details on my website. And now, back to the episode. And yeah, everything that is, part of Green Planet, or could be, an extension to Green Planet, then comes into this book. So, and sometimes, I just go through it and I'm like, okay, I read through it and then I sit and I just feel, like, okay, am I still getting excited about this one idea ahead? Or is it the time now? Because again, so many ideas and so many are great. And I have, like, for the next few years, there is like one big one I definitely want to accomplish. But just right now, I don't have the money for this equipment I need to do that. So, I have it, it's with me, it's sitting there, and every day I'm actually getting more and more excited. So for me, it's just, how to get from here to there. But I know, I need some more funds to really pull it off the way I want to, because I want to invest in quality and I want to bring you the most amazing product. And yeah, I will talk a little bit more about that. The other idea I've been dealing with for a year and a half now is, so last year, the year before, so after COVID, basically, it started that my partner and we've been having trouble just finding a permanent place to live. For some reason, I don't know if you can relate or what, but in Berlin, and then also Mallorca, now here in mainland Spain, Menorca, everywhere we went, it was literally, we only got 6-month contracts for our place. And as you can imagine, living like this, and especially with Green Planet, so I'm not only offering services, but I'm also offering products. So I need a storage, I need to have a little studio, and I need to leave my equipment and everything there. And I cannot move every 6 months, or hoping, cross my fingers and hope that hopefully I'm allowed to stay an entire year. And then what happens after that, and stuff like that. So that has been a big challenge for me. And I've gone through some shit, really. But also now a year and a half later, going through this process again, because again, it's a work in progress. So I just also gather new tools and then I apply them. And at some point, life throws in the tests for me. And once I pass, I'm, stepping up to the next level. If I don't pass, back to square one. That's literally how it works for me. But it is what it is. So I know my pattern, but I am on a good way. And I just really, with this one, I just let go. And it was very hard for me because all I wanted was just a base, and I mean, come on, you guys, that shouldn't be so hard, right? Like if you have a full-time job and you do a great service and job or products or whatnot, and if you give back to your community. So that's for me such a full package. And I'm like, dude, everyone who does that, everyone who does this best every day, should not struggle with this, If I refuse to work or to just, just chill in my hammock on the beach all day, I can do that. And yes, that is the reason then I don't have a house or a flat or a contract. But, that was my journey in the last year and a half or even longer. And now I'm like, okay, so it looks like life doesn't want me to settle down just yet. So I am back on the road, and obviously with my products, so I'm cutting way back because it's I cannot handle it any other way because it's just me, and then I have occasional help. And so, that's literally the real life of owning a business. Life happens and you react to it. So, and every day you can make a new choice. How do you want to proceed? And for me, I came to the conclusion that I definitely want to get back into one-on-one sessions, really focus more on that. That happened naturally along the way, friends and then friends of friends and what, people recommend me, they come to me, I consult with them, and so that's what it was. But I've never really published any of this. It was literally just people come and ask, and then we arrange a deal, and then we go on with our lives. And I realized that I really like that a lot. But again, coming from a service industry, my previous job, that was pretty clear for me. And I was like, okay, how can I now, in the situation I am in currently, how can I make the best offer for me, that I enjoy my work, but also the best value for my customers? And I always listen to what people tell me, what are their pain points? What are they struggling with? What are they, what is the situation? What are they going through in their lives? And very often, it's funny, it really just happened like in the middle of a conversation where people just ask me, hey, how did you get the idea from Green Planet? What happened? And I say, hey, that's actually because I watched, I just created that brand for myself. That was in the beginning all I did. It was my hobby, and I only created products for myself, friends and family. And it turned then later into a proper business. And I started my holistic skincare online classes because I wanted to help people, for me especially people on a boat, on a yacht. Because I'm a beach girl, and I see these beautiful boats, the sailing boats, and then I watch the people there and I'm like, what are they doing? Like literally using the shittest product you can use for your body but also for your home care, and then it goes directly unfiltered into the ocean. And I thought, holy shit, like they cannot really mean that. And it turns out they actually didn't even know there was an issue with it. They didn't even know they were using very shitty products. And I'm like, what? How can you not know? I thought that was clear. No, it's not. It was not clear. And that's when I realized, oh my God, okay, I somehow now have to find a way to reach more people and to educate them more, because that's what I want. Like, for me, I thought, that's clear. I mean, how is that not clear? But no, obviously, if you don't know there's a problem, if you are trusting the product, the industry, and if you believe, oh, they definitely want my best, and there I come, questioning status quo, and throw in some very, very heavy, like what I do. I really go through a lot of studies, and the earliest I looked at was from the 70s, and then I talked to them, I explained that, but without, or you are being an asshole, you are being an idiot, why don't you know? But literally it just happens like, during this conversation where I tell what I do and why I want to do it, and then they're like, oh, you know what, we also have a boat, and and that's how it starts. And then it's not this, you need this, and then people are like, no, I don't, I use green products, because that's also what comes a lot. It's like, yeah, but no, it says it's green, it says it's organic. I'm like, well, yeah, the problem is these words aren't traded, like a trademark or like protected. So it's literally everyone can use a green little sticker saying it's organic, even if it's not. So yeah, it's very, there are a few things, and that's why I then started to really get into that with my online mini classes, but also with the masterclass. And I really wanted to educate my customers and clients more. And I'm like, okay, so most of them don't even know there's an issue. So how can I change that? And that's when I also realized, okay, I'm very good face-to-face. That's my specialty. But also, why not the podcast? Okay, so that was one thing I ticked off the list just a few months ago. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. And maybe, people literally stumble over me. And again, like this face-to-face conversation, or maybe just tuning in and realizing, holy shit, I didn't know there's an issue with what I'm using. All I do is I offer. That's all I can do. I make them a little bit more aware, and I say, listen, that is my offer, but whatever you do is up to you, I can bring you to the water, I cannot make you drink. And I won't. That's also very important. So, so now I'm like, okay, how can I make that even more personal? Because I work with videos on demand, but I also do live classes in between. So my expert class, for instance. So at the moment, the doors are open for enrollment, and I only accept like 10 to 15 seats, people, because I really want to focus on you guys. And I also offer like a live Q&A with me, because I know, like, once you've started my workshops, once you learn how to create your own moisturizer, let's say, I know the questions will come, and then who do you ask, and that is, for me at least, what it was like. And I always thought, yeah, that sounds easy, totally easily to do. And then I'm at home and I'm trying, and I'm like, why is it not working? And that's where I was like, what, if I was doing a course, if I was a mentor, I would definitely change that and make sure to have like a follow-up meeting with them. And that's what I'm doing. So that is the expert class. And now I'm like really getting into, okay, how can I make that even more beneficial for you as an individual? Because I personally, I'm not much into group sessions, to be honest. I don't do them myself. And yeah, I don't know. It's just my area of expertise really lies in the one-on-one, and to really focus on you and your very individual needs. And that is a fun part for me as well, And yeah, like now in my notepad, I'm literally just like scribbling down some ideas, what I want to offer and how I want to create or like arrange my one-on-one sessions. I definitely want to host one-on-ones for holistic lifestyle, skincare, but also home care. But I also want to offer advice for people like me, or people who are also starting out. I'm not so good with the beginners, because the basics for me, I have realized, because that is what I did, when we were like on the move and moving all the time. I wanted to make sure to have a job that is, I can do from anywhere. And what I realized, a lot of people came to me, like, asking, like, with the website and the advertising. So I was running an online shop on Amazon and Etsy, and I was very successful, especially on Amazon. I was ranked #1 with my product for my product category, which is huge, by the way. And I managed to do that not one time off, but for 3 years continuously, unless I was sold out. Then I was ranked 2. But yeah, so, there was a lot of demand, and a lot of people are struggling with Amazon. A lot of people also struggle with their own online shop and to connect everything on, Google and what. So I was like, okay, you know what? That is like the knowledge I have. I can do that from literally anywhere. So yeah, come, bring it on. I'm going to help you. And then from there, it kind of spread, then the next recommendation and the next. But what I also realized there is, okay, I'm having a lot of fun doing it, but I also realized I do not want to start working with absolute beginners, because building your own brand, your own website, whether you have products or a service, it doesn't really matter. Or if you are an Airbnb host, and you're building your platform somewhere, it doesn't really matter. Let's just call it your business. And it is a battlefield, you guys. Just because you started it, you registered it, that's just the start. That's a starting point. And, it is painful at times. And honestly, I cried so many times over, oh no, why did I do this? I fucked up so bad at times as well, because I didn't know better, because no one taught me that, I really went through everything inch by inch, and I made it to the top. But I also know what it's like. It is, again, not this one-off event. Like, greatness really is more a lifestyle. You want to maintain that success. Otherwise, it's just down to pure luck. And that's what I also try to explain to my customers. Like, listen, it is really one thing to get there. It is a complete different one to stay there. Same goes for the resource management with the money. I've met so many people struggling to really keep their money together, and then they're spending it for crap. Where I'm like, why did you do that? Like, it's literally, in German I have this saying I like to say, it's like you are literally thinking from the wall to the wallpaper, and that's your radius. It's teeny tiny. And very interesting, and so different to the way I look at the world and, at my business. So I always see me, but I also see the bigger picture. What do I want to achieve with my brand, in the long run? Not just a quick, but in the long run. What do I want? What do I stand for? Again, I am creating a lifestyle and not a trend. So yeah, it was, again, so interesting to see how people just start a business and completely unorganized and just like so different to me. And I thought, whoa, I didn't even know people had such, like problems or are struggling like that, because for me it is so normal. It is so normal, you guys. And that's when I realized, damn, I can literally just like leverage my knowledge, from the past 15 years of being self-employed and a company founder. And I also founded in several other countries. And I know what it's like to start from scratch again. And I started minus scratch, because I, in most cases, had to learn the language first and stuff like that. And still, I always made it to the top. I always made it. And the key is here, discipline. So, and that's why I'm saying, like, now I'm sitting here with my notepad and just trying to figure out, like, running through ideas, like packages, what can I offer you? Like, how can I make it as easy for you, but also for me? And also, how can we create this beautiful symphony where both comes together beautifully and we both step away feeling like, oh, wow, I'm so inspired, And I really do want my customers to leave my workshops and my one-on-one sessions and, using my product, or the people that are using my product, I want them to really feel like, oh, nice. It's the one thing I do not worry about. I don't have to worry about my skincare or my home care product. I just know they are safe to use, and that's it. Like, this brain space is freed now. It's like, time for something else. And also, like, when I do the one-on-one sessions, I want to liberate people. I want you to be independent. What I don't want is micromanage and, make you dependent to me or to anyone else. Like, I want you to at least, even if you don't always want to solve an issue yourself or want to learn how to do it yourself, it doesn't matter. But you should always know at least where to go to and what the red flags are, so you can really recognize a good deal or a good offer, or whether or not the person you are interviewing, let's say for social media strategy, is good for you or not. And then I'm also bringing in my network, because over the years I've met the most amazing people out there, and they are also, it's like, obviously most of them are like me, we are kind of like a magnet, like it attract each other. And yeah, it's just insane. I love recommending them as well. And I mean, isn't that the most beautiful for me? That's so much fun, like uplift each other. I just made, a few months ago, I made a video about that on YouTube. I'm going to link again everything if you want to check it out. But yeah, it's so important, at least for me. It doesn't mean you have to do it. And that's, again, what I'm saying. Like, it's really very individual. And just because I'm doing it that way and it brings me so much joy, I know everyone is different. And everyone, just because I'm doing a podcast now doesn't mean you have to do a podcast. If you hate talking, then that makes no sense. For me, I give you an example. In my personal case now, it's Instagram. Oh, I have friends and brainstorm buddies. Oh, I love them so much. You guys are the best. You know who you are. And yes, they always come, Maria, you have to, be on what's that called, TikTok. No, I hate that shit. I really hate it. And I make products for people like me. For, that is what I'm good at. That's what I know. I know what I want, and I know what serves me, So I am really creating products and services for people like me. And I am never on these channels because I have other stuff to do. There are other things I want to spend my time with. So the people that go there for shopping are most likely not my ideal audience. And it's very important to find really your ideal audience, and also to attract a good quality, a good quality in the customer base. I'm going to talk about that as well, because you guys, you do not want to, I'm going to leave that for a different topic, but the quality of your customers is very, very important. And I again went through the entire process, because again, I don't believe people when they tell me. I have to do it myself, because most people out there, they are just reading a book, they are told what to do, and then they are telling that other people, but they really don't know themselves what it's like. And they have never tried it for themselves, they are just being smart asses and reading a book and what, I don't know, and then they tell everyone what they believe. And I'm like, well, that's good for you, but that's not how I operate. I want to do it, and I have to try it myself. So just another example, like one time I was employed. Yeah, I was headhunted down from South Africa and Cape Town. That's where I was when I got the offer. And I returned to Berlin after my season in Cape Town, headhunted for a job. And so that was a big company. And I was doing I was in the marketing department, doing the visuals, so styling. And yeah, coming from the freelance world and going into corporate and seeing and meeting people there, and again, I had the best team, otherwise I wouldn't have stayed there. But just to really see, it's like a cultural shock. It's like, what? Dude, it's like, in what year are you in? Really, where am I? It's so insane. Like, people believe, one can do, you cannot do that. Why? No, we don't do that. Okay, but why can I not do that? Like easy stuff, just very easy task I didn't even know was an issue, but it was, everything new was a problem, was an issue. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure I can, or they come and it's like, oh, you did that? Yeah, I just did it. And they could not believe it. And they're like, oh, I was told we cannot do it. It doesn't work. I'm like, well, yeah, someone lied to you. And that's why I just like to do stuff myself, to really find my way and to really stand behind my decisions and my opinions. Because that's, again, my opinion from my experience. And that's where I stand behind. I'm like, I don't know what it's like for you. I believe you that it's been different for you, but that is my story. And that is how I learned to really live and just, adjust my life to certain changes, be flexible. And I just have my strategies, I follow, I like doing. And then again, like, why would I make my life harder if, that is again with the TikTok and the Instagram. And I wish I was someone who was very, very good at it. But the way I operate is just, I like to give out very useful content. And I'm not this, oh, I'm drinking a coffee and I'm stirring it from the left to the right kind of real girl. No. And I know people, they don't want to hear, how the world is going to shit, how they are using the wrong products, how they are using the wrong, I don't know, brands for clothes and what, I don't know. People don't want to hear that. They want to look at pretty pictures and they, I get it. But that's just not what I do. And, my friends also advise me to, and these guys are social media experts. So always like, no, but you should really try this and try that. And for years I tried everything. And even though I knew it's just not my style, it's just not me. But I tried because, everyone else, it was working for everyone else. So maybe it was just me. Maybe I was not good enough yet. Maybe I was doing it wrong. And now, 6 years later, I just come to the conclusion, it's just not for me. And it's okay. And that's what I mean. Like, just because it is a trend, you do not have to follow it. If it works for you, knock yourself out. Beautiful, congratulations, awesome. I have friends who literally don't even have a website. They sell just via Instagram. Isn't that a beauty? Oh, I would love that. But again, it is not for me. So, I'm not just getting upset about it. I'm not ranting about it. I mean, sometimes I do. My poor boyfriend then has to listen to it. But, then it's out and then I let it go and then I just move on and find different ways. So now I'm trying podcast and I'm trying to build a YouTube channel and stuff like that. So again, it is a process. And just because a few strategies work for certain people and certain companies, it does not mean it's meant for you. And it is perfectly fine. It's okay. But there is your perfect strategy out there, and that's what you should be doing. And that is where I really come in and know, because I know I hate when people try to make me do stuff. Ugh, I hate it. And then I reject it. And because I totally know what that's like, I'm not going to do it. We find your way. And sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes, every time, actually. It's, especially when you start, you will feel very uncomfortable. But you will see very soon. You can be so proud of yourself. And it makes you more resilient as well. And the small stuff after a few years doesn't even stress you anymore, I can tell you some of my stories. Like, my stress level is at a... Dude, I don't know what has to happen that stresses me out. And the shit that does stress me out is really like life-changing stuff. So, and I'm still like with the flat, with my home situation now. I'm trying to figure that out. And I really discovered meditation for me. In this time, it actually stuck with me. Oh my gosh. So, you see, it is a journey. And just because coming back to the idea, to my original today, just because you have this idea and you have this urge, it does not mean that it has to come to fruition immediately. Fruition. To fruition immediately. Maybe it is, the time is not yet. Maybe it's not for you to actually bring it to reality. So you see, and that is how I really, and that was literally just like a life update, what just happened today, or in the past few weeks and months, where I'm like, okay, even though I'm very experienced and I've done it so many times before, but still, sometimes, little things can bring you out of balance. And the job is to bring you back into balance and to calm your mind and to calm your nerves and to just clear your head. That is for me the biggest part. So like, again, I'm like so good with the ideas, I'm so organized, I'm so disciplined, like, but that is from my upbringing as well. Like, since I'm a kid I have that, so that's not hard for me at all. That is literally, it's in my genes, it's in my DNA. I have trouble to really calm my mind, to, don't pay too much attention to every little thought that comes along. So, and that is for me my journey. And again, the meditation, or I'm not even sure if that is actually meditation or not. And I don't know, it is, I met this wonderful osteopathia here in Spain. And sometimes I wonder how I end up in certain regions or like little places. And I'm telling you, she is the one that kind of, brought me here. Like, we channeled each other, because this woman, her name is Marta, she is incredible. I'm going to put her contact below. So if you are in the West Coast or Cadiz area in Spain and you need una osteopathia, you want her. She is so amazing, and she is just so perfect for me, because I hate labels and I hate being like told what to do in this way, where it's like, no, but this is what it says here. You have a headache. It's now you must do that. And she's just so super cool, and like, it's, I don't know, she has this calmness, and she really like helped me to gain some clarity in very hard gray days. And because she never put a label on it, she never said it's meditation, that's breathing, that's the movement now, what is everyone's talking about, somatic, is that right, movement? And if she had said any of these names, I would have said no thanks. Because I don't like labels. And then what she told me, or what she said, is literally what I'm doing when I wake up. I just move the way I want to move, like my body is, I just let it go. I don't need to put a label onto that. I don't have to make it a thing. I personally don't like that. But if you are into that, knock yourself out. Again, whatever helps you sleep, whatever helps you be the best version of yourself. Just for me personally, it doesn't really work. So she did it very smart, and just really say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you some homework, but if you want, you have to be committed. You do that. It takes at least 3 months. So don't expect anything very soon. And that's exactly what I like. Give it to me straight. Be real with me. And I'm telling you, I'm committed. Like, okay, let's bring it on. And oh my gosh, was this woman amazing. And really, her techniques, I don't know how, but it was the first time in almost 13 years I'm trying to meditate. It actually worked long term, hey? Not more than just once or twice. And it's insane. It's such a quality, I feel it's almost that sometimes again with all my ideas and all the thinking, and it's making plans and moving money around and calculating pam, and it's literally like my head is burning. It's like a computer or laptop that's kind of running hot, and that's what my head feels like. And when I do that, now I do it in between projects, or once I'm every hour at least I go, and it's okay, calm down, because what I do in an hour is what other people do in 6. So that's why I really have to take these breaks. And the quality of my mental state, oh my gosh, has improved so much. So I can only just recommend it to you to try to find your way of calming your mind if you also struggle with that. And yeah, I'm just so happy. And it doesn't mean I have no stressful situations coming my way anymore. It just means that now I have better tools to deal with them. And that's also something I think it's important to talk about, because, everyone wants this amazing, awesome life, zero stress, always a full bank account. And yeah, that's all great. But again, the zero stress, it's not an outside world situation. It starts with you. And you have to calm and stay calm, even though everyone else around you is going crazy. And it's not them. Again, it starts with you. So instead of focusing on the outside constantly, I really try to focus, or I always focus first on me. Okay, what's going on here? What can I do? What have I maybe done to cause this situation? How can I make it easier for my clients? How can I, you see. So that is how I get to my steps. And sometimes it takes time to get where you want to be. And yeah, now I just shared a few very recent ideas with you, and let's see, I will keep you updated. But yeah, that is coming your way. I'm very excited, and I hope it gives you a little insight. So there's no magic about it. The how do you start? No, it's literally just, yeah, you have an idea and you set it in motion. There's also a very important one. The manifesting part is important. It's not gonna do shit if you are not setting an action into motion. You have to do it in action. It needs an action to actually move forward. So yeah. So let's wrap it up here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. No, for listening. And I will check in with you in the next podcast. All right. Have a good one, you beautiful guys. Bye.